everyone. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the official Season 1, Episode 2 podcast of the Isaiah 8 Parenting Podcast. Now, of course, obviously, everybody knows that this isn't our second video, but since this coronavirus thing hit, we have been really just kind of talking through some of the different nuances of parenting in the midst of the coronavirus and all the changes that have happened. We had originally planned out for us to have this episode fall when it did so that we could talk about
Easter.
This one subject. And it's one of our favorites. And so we're kind of doing this episode kind of as show and tell, especially since we still are in the midst of coronavirus.
Right.
In all probability, based on statements that have been made by the government so far, we're going to be doing Easter at home.
Right.
And so moms and dads are going to maybe get the opportunity to experience doing what children's ministers like us do every year in children's church.
They get to carry the torch.
Carry the torch. And so, as you can see laid out before you, we have just a number of resources and a couple of things that we're going to do today briefly. We're going to go through what's on the table, but in the comments of this video, I'm going to post links to our website where we have 5 or 6 different blog posts that are on resources that you can use at home during Easter. And then maybe during Easter week, we might even do some of those as a live video where we'll actually do them here, do the activities here, and you can follow along at home.
Yes.
Especially on doing like the resurrection rolls or the resurrection cookies, so that you can see that activity being done and see how to make those cookies with your kids, how to tell the story through the making of the cookie. And so that's going to be a lot of fun, I think, too.
Yes, that's one of my favorite parts, is making the resurrection cookies. It seems to really impact, because you go through different scriptures for each part, and so it really seems to impact the children when they're like, oh, this is what that was used for, this represents that. It really makes it very tangible to them. Plus they get a cookie in the end, so that's always good.
So where do we want to start with this stuff with Easter? What's the most fun thing that we do?
Some things kind of go together. So let's talk about the resurrection eggs. Okay. In coordinates with the Benjamin's box. Sure. Because they go together.
Sure. So this is the book, Benjamin's Box, that walks through the resurrection story from the perspective of a child who has, been able to walk the path that Jesus walked and accumulates some treasures that he puts in his box. And so we have our box that we use for this, which is a little wooden box that my second oldest son, Stephen, made for his mom for Mother's Day. It's got some pretty sentimental value to it, and so it really is a treasure box to us. And so when we go through the resurrection eggs with Benjamin's box, you can do it a couple of ways. We will normally give an egg to the children and let them, because we have a guide that tells us which egg is which piece, which will align itself with where we're at in the story.
So let me show you this. So at the top of the page, it shows you which color egg goes with which page.
Right.
Also,
so there's a dozen eggs. It's a dozen different pieces to the story. Egg number 1 is a ride on a donkey, and so it is the blue egg, which is this one right there.
Nope, that's not the right one.
Well, I think we may have not got it put back together right.
Just a second. Go ahead.
We should have probably checked this before.
Yes, because, they were in storage, so it happens.
And we have 4 sets, so... wow, I didn't see this coming. So, you look.
I'll look.
I'll talk.
You talk.
Egg number 2 has a silver coin in it, which is Judas's blood money. Egg number 3 is the Passover cup. It's light purple.
There's our little donkey.
There's our donkey. And I'm already way past the donkey
I
now.
know, but he's really adorable. So, anyway.
Egg number 4 has praying hands in it, which is the Garden of Gethsemane. Egg number 5 has a leather whip in it, which is Jesus' trial and his lashes. Egg number 6 has a crown of thorns in it, and it's the mocking of Jesus. Egg number 7 has a nail in it, and it's Jesus' crucifixion. Egg number 8 has dice in it, which signifies that they were gambling for Jesus' robe. Egg number 9 has a spear in it. That's that one right there. Yeah. Which is the piercing of Jesus' side. Egg number 10 has a linen wrapping in it, which signifies Jesus' grave clothes. Egg number 11 is the pink egg, and it is a stone, and it represents the stone at the empty tomb.
I don't know if we have a stone anymore. It might have got taken.
That's
Nope, that's a cup.
Okay. The stone
Our
might have
stone is
gotten
missing.
taken, but we'll steal one from the gravel driveway before we do this.
Absolutely.
And then egg number 12 is the empty tomb. It is the light blue egg, and it is empty.
It is empty.
And it signifies Jesus' resurrection. And so there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. One, you could do it like a traditional Easter egg hunt, and you could have the kids find the eggs and then use the book that comes with the resurrection eggs and tell the story.
Mm-hmm.
You can use just the pieces out of the resurrection eggs and tell the story with that and have them in your box, and you can pass the box around from child to child and have them, have whoever's the next person on the next egg can get the next piece in the story out and can show it to everybody that's there. It really depends on the size of the group that you're working with and the environment that you're working in. Mm-hmm. When we do this outside, we want to have a little bit more positive control on the pieces, because as you've seen, they do get mixed up, they do get lost, they get dropped in the grass. So sometimes when we do it outside, we want to have them all in the box and just have a child hold the one up and then they pass the box around. We have a little bit of positive control on that. And I think probably for Easter this year, that's how we're going to do it. And we're going to do video of us doing Benjamin's box with the kids for our children's ministry lesson for Easter.
Yes.
And then we're going to provide that video for some parents to be able to show to their kids as part of a children's ministry lesson. So, since you're watching this, and since we started with the resurrection eggs, we're going to do a giveaway.
Oh,
now,
okay.
we've tried to do a couple of giveaways.
Nobody wants anything.
Apparently nobody wants anything, or maybe it's because we waited till the end of the video, and so maybe you're close enough into watching this video that you'll say, man, I want that. And so the first giveaway that we're going to do today, and we're going to do more than one for Easter, is for this brand new unopened set of resurrection eggs, which you can see on the video here. Cellophane's still intact. And it even does actually have the stone that we're missing from our set.
His donkey's bigger.
Yeah, their donkey's a little bit bigger. Same scenario. You've seen it in the video. If you send me a direct message saying, I want the resurrection eggs, I'll contact you. We'll get your address and we will ship you a set of resurrection eggs out that you should be able to have for your family before Easter gets here.
Yes.
And so unless you wait, if we don't get a winner until the middle of Holy Week, you may not be able to have it for Easter Sunday. So don't wait. If you want the resurrection eggs, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Send me a direct message with a screenshot of your subscription.
And the address.
And we'll contact you to get shipping information and get that shipped out to you. So it's been around for a long time, but I really think it is a really, really, really good resource to tell the story of what happened from
the beginning.
Triumphal Entry, from Palm Sunday to the crucifixion, through the resurrection, that you can share with your children. There's an aspect that you can do as well as this with a piece of straw. The story in if you read the foreword in the story of Benjamin's box, it tells the story of his grandfather who gives him
The box.
and all that's in it is a piece of straw. And he tells him it's very special because that straw was from a manger. His grandfather was a shepherd
Right.
who had seen Jesus born in a manger and had taken some of the straw from the manger and put it in the treasure box that he would have to remember that the king was born. And so it ties the
It all
whole thing together. So I think that's a pretty cool way to tie everything together.
Yes.
So that's Benjamin's box, resurrection eggs. What else do we have up here on the table?
Let's see. We have the 3 trees.
Okay. So why don't you tell them about the 3 trees? I'll show it and you can
Okay.
talk about it.
So this is the legend of the 3 trees. I think most people know this story because it's been around for a long time also.
Right.
And it's about 3 trees that were dreaming about what they were going to be whenever they got used
Right.
by people. And then it goes on into, and it talks about the manger and the cross and all of those different things and what they ended up actually being used for.
Right.
It's a cute little story. You also can there's also a DVD of it. So I don't know if it's on any of the channels right now. It could be.
It could be now.
But there is a video of it too, as far as like a little cartoon. So,
guys, this is really good for your preschool age,
Yes.
your under 7, maybe your preschool, kindergarten, first grade, but it gets a little slower for your 8, 9, 10, 11-year-olds, but it's still a really great resource for children's church or for you just going through the story with your kids. So what else we got up here? I know what that book is. That's our pray, read, play, read Bible.
Yes.
This is the Play, Pray, and Read, or Play and Pray Bible, which
we can't say it.
we
Never mind.
really
You just have to read
like. Just the way that it puts the stories together, and obviously
It has
it's
some really
got
good
a whole
pictures.
section in it on the miracle of Easter, with some great story, with great pictures and stories that you can go through the story with your kids as well.
And at the end of the story, it has activities. Some of them are like finger play type things, but then they have some crafts and stuff that you can do, and some ways to help them pray, new ways to pray. So we're also getting our prayer in there too.
Right.
So that's just a really good, it has nice pictures.
Sure.
I like the pictures.
So most of the resources, just so you know how to get your hands on these, especially right now, most of these you can get your hands on through Amazon. You can also get them shipped from Christian book distributors and several online publishers that you could get shipped out that would have a fairly quick turnaround. If you're an Amazon Prime member like we are, 2-day turnaround is pretty normal if they have it in stock. And so that would be my go-to is let me go grab Amazon and see what's there and get something ordered, especially anticipating that we might be doing Easter at home.
Yeah, I think it's pretty probable. It's very
what
probable.
they're saying.
So the next part is probably more of like the crafty stuff. So these are little wordless bracelets. They're little kits for wordless bracelets, which I really like because it gives you step-by-step directions on how to make them and how to tie them. And so it all comes in this little packet. We made a little, I got short arms, guys, sorry. We made a little card to go with it that's bigger than, I think it has it in there, but it
does, but this is a little bit easier
little
for the
sturdier.
kids to take back with them.
Yeah. So the wordless bracelet, you also can do out of just construction paper. So, I mean, we've talked about this Bible before.
Yeah, that's our Children's Ministry Resource Bible. We have 3 of them.
Yeah, I kind of overdo things. But in the front of it, it has a wordless book. And so you can make your own wordless book
with the same things.
Yes.
And so these have got scriptures on them, the ones that we made. So black is sin. It's Romans 3:23 that all have sinned. Red is the blood. It's 1 John 1:7. Jesus' blood covers all sin. White is purity. That's Psalms 51:7. Jesus washes away all of our confessed sin. Yellow is heaven. That's John 14:2. believe on Jesus and receive eternal life. And then green is grow, 2 Peter 3:18, which is grow in the knowledge of the Lord. And so you can step through a salvation message and a discipleship one and talk through those points with a wordless bracelet or
you can make a construction paper.
A construction paper version. And so that brings us to our next giveaway, because we have a lot of these. This is your second opportunity. If you've already put in for the resurrection eggs, then don't put in for the wordless bracelets. But if you subscribe and send us a screenshot and say, I want the wordless bracelets, we'll send you 4 packages with the cards, so that if you're a family of 6, which is even more normal now than it was, when we first started doing this. It used to be you were a family of 4, you were 2 kids and no more.
Yeah.
And then it became 3, and then we had to have a tiebreaker. Or usually the ones who have 4 kids, it's because they had 3 of,
one, like us.
Like we started with 3 boys, and then it was,
a girl
we've got to try to have a girl. So anyway,
right.
We'll send you 4 of those. Same scenario. If you wait until, in the middle of Holy Week, you're probably not going to get them for Easter. But if you'd like to have that as a craft that you could do with your kids for Easter, then subscribe to our YouTube channel. Send us a screenshot of it and say, I want the wordless bracelets, and we'll get in contact with you to get that sent out to you.
Cool.
So, podcasts need to be a little shorter, so we're going to wrap that up.
There will be other resources that you are going to post.
Right, I'm going to post links in the comments to the video. So when you see this video, and it'll be posted on YouTube, in the comments section, there will be links back to additional resources.
Right.
The Jesus Film Project has a great film that you can watch with your kids that is the Easter story. 360 Bible has a really good one on there as well that I'll send out. There's some Billy Graham Ministries resources that we'll send out to you. We will include both of the recipes for the resurrection cookies and the resurrection rolls. Resurrection rolls are better for your preschool age. Your 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-year-olds can go either way. That's where you're kind of starting.
They just want to do both.
And so the resurrection cookies, because there's more actions involved, it's a little bit more meticulous, is probably for your 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-year-olds in that regard.
Yeah.
But so we'll send you the recipes for both of those, as well as the devotional link.
There's more crafts.
I don't know what else I've got on there, but you can use your creativity and Google Easter crafts and probably find a ton of options.
I was going to say Oriental Trading, their website, they have kits that you can, buy the kit, and then all you have to do is assemble it. And so they have like the jelly bean poem stuff, and they have like a wreath that is the crucifixion, resurrection, all of that, which is kind of really neat. And so that stuff's all pre-made, and so you don't have to be real crafty or creative to do that. Just send them a couple dollars and get your stuff.
Right. So thanks for joining us for this Easter preview episode, season 1, episode 2 of the Isaiah 8 Parenting Podcast. We hope that we've put some stuff out there that you could tangibly use for this Easter, maybe when you're at home, but maybe just to think through some of the things that you can do in future Easters. Easter has become very, celebratory, if you will. It's the big day. It's the big show of the year. But the reality is it's a simple story of how God's love came to the earth and came and redeemed us. And Mom and Dad, that's your story to tell. And Rosie is reinforcing for me.
Rose.
So, thanks everybody. We will see you on the next episode. Probably going to do some more bonus videos.
Yeah.
Have a great day.